So, hello again. Today I will continue with the project that I started yesterday in yesterday's stream, which is a timer that I call Stopwatch, which is basically the same thing. It doesn't matter at all. So, let's take a look. What do we have now? And basically we have this timer that is displaying current time, and behind the scenes what is happening, we are displaying just images associated with that are associated with every number, and using a library that is called a Notan to render in Rust the images that I created for each number. So this is the basic implementation, this is the basic idea, and let's see what I can do today to move forward with this project. Well, first of all, I don't have that much time, so I'm planning something about 2 hours of a stream, and we'll see what I can do during this time. Just a second, let's take a look at Twitch. We'll see if everything is working as expected. Yeah, there are possible issues with the internet, but well, as usual, we'll see how it goes, and if there are problems, we will adjust accordingly. So first of all, let's see what is not ideal with how currently my application works is that I'm only displaying current time without actually distinguishment between hours, minutes, and seconds. So if I run it once again, we'll see that it's just hours, minutes, and seconds without separation, without a colon. So it's something that I need to add. And actually yesterday discovered that I actually forgot to create this image for a column, so I did it behind the scenes. Now I have it and it can be used. Okay. And by the way, I don't think I explained yesterday why I have so many numbers for so many variations for each number. It's because I want to add some randomness, and what I want to do is to use random number variant, or let's say image variant for every number at render time. We'll need to see how to do it properly, because currently what is happening, we are rendering it very rapidly now, and if I will change design every time the render happens, it will be very confusing, I think. So we need to figure out how to do it, let's say every second, and not every update maybe. We will see. We will play with it and we'll see what works best for this situation. So first of all, let's start with let's first of all find my time. Okay, so let's first of all render it with separator. Okay, because this is something that is missing and is a bit confusing. So let's do it. So here I have a bunch of converters, and here I'm rendering actually numbers out of an array of parts, and here I'm running over the parts and I'm doing the render. And actually here is the assumption that part num text, it looks like part is an usize. Yeah, it's an integer. Okay, so part is an integer. Yeah, obviously. And now I'm rendering and now I'm assuming that every integer is in the from 0 to 9. Okay, actually I can play with it. Since I'm rendering number by number, I can for column to use number that is not in the scale from 0 to 9 and just render something else. I can, for example, here I can check whether number is bigger than let's say 9, and in this case and I need to do it like this, and bigger than 9, and then I can render a column in this case, which will be okay, I think. Well, let's go with it. So parts push 10, and now I can push it also here, and here if it's bigger than 9 I will just render a column, else let's mark it, let's add a comment, render a column, and here otherwise I will render actually I was planning to move this code into this statement, but it's not something that I need to do. I actually need just to use it in a texture, so let's call it just a texture, and here we have num textures, which I am loading from this function. Okay, so actually I can just add the column texture, texture. Obviously I need first define it in the state, and now let's see how it's implemented, and now I can take this code to move it here, and in my case it's how I call it, column. Okay, just a column. Okay, so let's format it, and now I can use it here, and I believe in Rust I can do something cool. I can write if statement actually here and just sort of return from the if statement like this. Nice. Obviously it is it's incorrect. I need to return column texture here, so it may work. And now I just need to move forward the cursor. Well, let's see how it goes, and it doesn't work. Which part? Yes, index out of the ones, but this is exactly what I wanted to solve here. Ah, of course, of course. Ah, so I need to do it twice, which may be not that ideal. Yes. So we will update it in a moment. Okay, so now we have a column. Cool. Do I want to optimize it? I sort of do want to optimize it. Let's see if I will optimize it, how it goes. But first of all, let's create a branch that will let's call it improve time display. Yeah, okay. Improve time display. I'd like to create a first comment, so first commit with the title of an actual idea that I'm working on in this current branch, because this way when I will create a branch itself, when I will create pull request in GitHub, GitHub by default will use first commit for the title of the branch of the pull request. Wow, I need to stop calling it. Yeah, and it's actually nice. So here's load textures. Can I actually use it from here? Let's call it num texture, because it's not. I'm not loading every texture here. Only num textures. And actually at this point maybe we will call texture utils. Not sure whether it's a good approach, but it is what it is. And now what I want to do is to write a function that get texture from state. And what we'll get, it will accept, first of all, it should be state. And I need a state. Should it be mutable? It should be. I don't have that. It doesn't have to be mutable. It can be just state. And in order for state to be accessible here, I sort of need to import it like this. Oh, it works. Maybe it is. It will be better if I will store it as in a separate file. But let's go with what we have for now. So state, and now I need to also render, let's say, part. Yeah, I don't call it number because it's not only number. so it's part U size, right? And yes, okay. And now I need to return a texture, which I hope this will be the correct one. And now I need to write it like this. Okay, a part bigger than 9 and like this. So let texture, and then I will return texture. Okay, which is which should be owned. I hope it will work. We'll see. So get texture from state, and it's a bit annoying. Let's import everything. And now I need to pass state, and I need to pass part. Nice. So now I have a texture. And I actually can move it also over here. Amazing. So let's see. I didn't create it. Okay, now I created it. Cargo run. Amazing. So now we have it. Let's create a commit. Create texture from state. Amazing. So let's move forward. At this point, I would like to actually center my application, my display of the time in the middle of the screen. Actually, it is centered, but it's centered only on x-axis. Now I want to center it on y-axis. And here, I don't have to go over all numbers. I actually can just compare only one number, because I created all numbers of the same height. Well, it could be difference, but it's like pixel there, pixel here, pixel there, so it's not important. So can I just place it here, like so? And I need to divide it by scale, similar to how I did it for X. Okay, and now I need to subtract the height of the number itself, and let's call it cursor y, because I want to use the same language. Cursor y, and now I need a texture. Any texture. So I can basically just use like this. Minus texture, I will use the first of 0, and I will get height, and I will divide it by by 2. Which is not that great. I don't need to calculate it on every render because this parameter is not going to change. Maybe we'll optimize it at some point. Height of the texture is not going to change. We don't have to calculate height of the texture at every render. It's not going to change. We can calculate it right after loading all textures in setup. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Good. So now now I can so first of all, let's commit it. Position in the middle of y-axis. Good. So what I don't like also from yesterday is the fact that we have this part, conversion of the seconds. It is splitted in several places, which is maybe not ideal. But now, when I'm looking at it, it is not that bad. Okay, I have separate function and I have split function. So, well, yes, I can like combine it into one method and move it outside, but what I will get from it, I'm not sure. So let's remove it for now. Not sure what will be the game. Let's mark it that. Let's explain why I have keep parts push. Okay. Actually, at this point, I think I need constant for a column. Let's do it for pub const column number. Currently it is 10, which is of view size. And this way everything is aligned, at least it should be. So colon is not some random number, which I mean 10 is some random number. It can be anything. I can at some point change it to 100 or whatever, or use a different notation. But currently um, it is 10 and I would like to use it as such. Okay, so cool. Amazing. So display current time is done. Timer is not yet implemented. Dynamic load is not implemented. Maybe set a bit. Yes, actually, currently we are baking in all the files, and actually I would like to see how big is this application. So if I will run cargo build, it finished. Okay, it was faster than expected. So build this one, I think. So if it is executable, I should be able to just run it. So like target, debug, stopwatch. Yes, it is running, and it's 10 megabytes. 10 megabytes, really? It is 10 megabytes. Okay. Okay. Which is a lot for this application, but I believe mainly it's because of the size of the all the pictures. 16, so it's 160. Actually, no, it is not. So how do I do optimized build? Is it something that I can cargo build? Is it I can finish dev profile? How do I build it for not for like for production maybe? What will be the correct term? Features profile. So currently it is built for dev profile, and I will ask to do prod profile. Profile is not defined, of course. Okay, Rust cargo optimized build for production. For release profiles. Build release. Okay. Okay. It is doing something differently. Let's wait and see. Well, Rust is known for its long. It takes time. Okay, it's ready. Just a second, I'll just move something here so it will be a bit more convenient. Okay, so now what do I have? I have target, I have release, and I have stopwatch, which is only 2.83 megabytes. Is it executable? It should be. So it says target but not debug release. Okay, it is executable, everything is okay. So, okay, 3 megabytes. Maybe I was expecting something smaller, but it is still something that I can live with. Cool. So now let's tackle the situation with the jiggling. So currently, every time the second is moving forward, there is a bit jiggle if width of numbers is changing, which is a bit annoying, don't you think? And I would like to change it. How I will change it? Well, I will need to create static places for every number, and we will render every number at static place. This way, the width of the numbers will not affect how it looks like every second. How I will do it? Well, here I'm deciding the place where number is rendered, cursor X, actually deciding. And currently it is based on the width of the previous number. And column is included. Let's do it a bit differently. I have an idea that that every number will be of the same width. At least this will be my approach, but only column could be shorter. Or maybe some numbers, no, everything will be the same. Only column will be shorter because the column is taking less space. So it means that I would like to calculate width in this function, and therefore let's change the signature and return the texture with F32. Y. And currently in the beginning I will just do it like this. And then we will adjust it for the column. I actually don't need the texture at this point, so I can drop it. And here I need both. Okay, so I need texture and I need width. Okay. And here height, yeah, yes. Let's do it like this. Okay, so now I can I can actually calculate an average width. Right? Mm-hmm. Let's do it a bit naively at first. Average width, and it will be 32, 0. Oh, interesting. I have total width. It is not a problem. So basically I need to take a total width and divide it by amount of parts. Do I have a length or something? Yes. And I'm dividing by U size. Okay, as F32. Cool. So now I have average width, and I will just add here and drop this width. So now it should be a constant, and it is not. Why? Average width. So it means that average width is changing. Let's run once again. Huh. Average width is not, shouldn't change. Wait a minute. Oh my god, of course. Of course it's changing. I see. I see. I can't. Okay, I can't do it here. Okay. So let's do it in the state, maybe. We'll create an average num width, which will be F32, and we'll calculate it here. So in order to calculate it, I need to, first of all, I need to create num textures. Okay. Num textures. And now I need to create a total width, F32, and it should be mutable. Need to calculate it. So it looks like I don't need this complication. Okay. Okay, so, and now I will go over textures, texture in num textures, and I will increase total width with texture width, and now I can calculate average num width, which is total width divided by num texture length as F32. Mm. Mm. Ooh. Well, can I just write like this? The textures length and just use it here. Oh no, come on. Okay. So now I don't need it. No, I still not need it. Okay. No worries. We are getting there. Step by step. So, let's update the name, average number, texture width, and now total width is not something that I need anymore. I need it, but a bit differently. So I can just remove it and take it from the state average num texture width, and I can just multiply it by 8, because I have like number in this form, time in this format, so it's 8 characters. Okay, makes sense. Okay, and now I need to remove this part, and I don't need it here. Average, I don't need it here. Total width should not be mutable, and here I can move forward with using average number texture width. Okay, let's run it. And now nothing is moving. Okay, this is what I wanted to happen. But there are some weirdness. We have a big space between colon and other numbers, and yes, and actually this is the main problem. So it's the main problem that I need to address. But overall, we fixed the jiggling. So now we need to adjust position of every number. Okay, let's address it. And not every number, only column. Call. So number, average number width, average number texture width. Nice. 8 characters. So now I need to address the situation with the colon, because colon is a specific one. It is smaller, it is narrower, right? Is it a word? It more narrow. It's narrower than other numbers. I hope it is a word. Okay, so how we'll address it? How we'll address it? How we'll address it? So, well, first of all, I would like, so it will be a sort of automatic and not too much by hand. So first of all, we have this average number texture width, and it is only numbers, right? I'm only loading numbers here. I'm not taking into account column width. Okay, so it's good. So when I'm creating a total width here, I can actually update it. So what do I mean? So first of all, I want take only 6 characters with, because this is the numbers. This is numbers. I have 6 numbers in the time, and what I can do is to add here width of the column state, column texture width, and I need to multiply it by 2. So now we'll have total width including column. Including column. Is it a good thing? Cursor X, and yeah, okay, so cursor X will be calculated according to this width, but still here it is a problem because average num texture width is not something that I want to apply to column. So basically it looks the same, it should be just moved a bit right. Yes. And it is because assuming that columns are narrower. But now I need to change my approach on how I render texture based on the cursor, because my current approach is let's draw it. So we can imagine our numbers looking like this. Ooh, yeah. This is a placeholder for a number, then we have a dash additional placeholder for a number, then we have placeholder for column, and once again we have numbers, column, and 2 additional numbers, which is seconds. Okay, let's mark column a bit differently so we will easily distinguish between them. Okay, so here's column, this is hour, this is minutes, and this is seconds. So the current situation is that I'm rendering every number based on the top left corner. It's rendered like this, and so on and so forth. Okay, maybe separate it a bit. Yes. Okay. Which is not ideal. Which is not ideal for what I'm doing. Because well, maybe I can make it work. Let me think about it. No. What I want to do is to change my perspective. I want to render every number, every character, with base on the center. This way, eventually, what will happen, I can easily make it so column at some point will just overlap with other numbers, and it will be okay, because essentially column is also a bit wide character. But in my case, I just want it to overlap because I have a lot of space there. So it looks like this. I have a lot of space, right? And I can push other numbers into the space of the column of the character, and it will look better. But in order for that to work, I need to change the coordinates. Okay, to change a pivot point, maybe this is the phrase, this is the, or pivot, change a pivot to the center. Okay. And this is not what is happening right now. So how I will address it? Okay, let's assume that cursor first x, which is will be not correct, but let's assume, well, I can do it like this. So first x, for currently cursor x is pointing to here. Let's change it to blue. It's pointing here. And I need it to point to here. So, well, I just need to subtract. I need to subtract this part, average width of the number. Not average width, the half of the average width I need to subtract. And this way, my cursor will now be pointing at the middle of the character. Okay. Now it will point to the middle of the character, but now I need to adjust my rendering, because currently rendering sort of assumes that we are rendering with pivot placed in the top left corner. So we need to subtract texture width divided by 2. Wait a minute. I'm subtracting here and also here. No, here I need to add. Right, here I need to add. And here it's not texture width. It is also the average. No, it's okay. It's texture width. Okay. Because a cursor is moving forward using the average width, but what we need to do is to place in the center. Okay, cursor is always jumping at the same rate. The distance between every cursor jump is the same, always, at this point. And what we need to do is, while these jumps are the same, we need to render every character in the middle of the new position. Now, we need to render character while using this position as a center of the character. Does it make sense? I hope it does. I hope it does. So actually it should work right now. Well, partially, not everything will work, but it's sort of okay, I think. But you actually can visualize it. You actually can visualize it. But in the moment. So here I'm having I'm adding a texture width, but the width is actually should be the same for all characters, but not for the column. Column should be exception of this rule. Okay. Let's do it. So the column should be exception for this rule, and how do I get the width of the column? So first of all, I need to understand that texture, I'm getting texture of the column, and in my case, if a part is column number, then I will do something special, otherwise I will just return state. And something special is texture width. No, let's do it otherwise. Texture average width divided by or multiplied by 0.5. I don't know. Let's see if it works. Okay. It sort of works, but the problem is here. Let width texture width No, wait a minute. The problem is here. Okay, I need to visualize it. Cargo FMT. I'm getting half of this. Okay. Texture width. And what if it's... What if I just replace it? Texture width and I will just use this definition. Maybe I'm just making it more complicated than it should be. And here I just need to add it. I'm missing something. Yes, missing something. Okay, let's revert it. Cool. Okay. Now it's actually pretty much the same. Okay. I need to visualize it a bit. It's not that obvious. Well, it will be obvious the moment I will solve it, but currently, let's visualize it a bit. And it's actually a good opportunity to use additional functionality from Notan, which is rendering of primitives, I think. Okay. And what is the primitive that I want to render? I believe a circle, maybe? Okay, yes, we have a triangle. I believe we have additional options, so let's take it. And what will happen if I will just add it here? What I will see? Let's test it. Okay. I don't want to clear it. Just render over that. Amazing. But what if I want different color? ABC. Let's draw a circle. Radius. Wait, in order to draw a circle, I need only radius. Radius. What do you mean radius? Like 10? And where it will be rendered? Cool. But it's not... Can I set position or whatever? Oh, position, okay. Okay, can. Let's say I will do it at this position. What if I want to render more than one circle? For example, I will do it to two circles and x like 50. Okay, cool. So basically I can actually add it simply to here, like so. And it will be the same. Yes. Okay, so let's make it a bit smaller and let's render it here, and let's define a position x using this definition, and position X, then position Y, and let position Y be defined here. And let's just copy paste it here and there. Cargo run. And it doesn't work. I think it doesn't work because we need to apply scale. Okay. Okay, it makes sense that it's here. Ah, okay. Let's see. Interesting. So what is happening is texture width is sort of not exactly what I expect to be. So now I'm moving everything. Cursor X. Can I change color of this? Yes, I can. Okay, so let's change the color to I have a color here somewhere. Yes, to this, and it will be red. It will be just red. Will it work? Red, right. Okay. And what if it will be like 5? Okay. And now what I want to do is to render additional circle, which will be, let's say, green, or sort of green. But now I will be rendering it at cursor X, actually. Cursor X. Okay, and green is the center, which is correct. This is the center. This is actually where it's rendered. So this is cursor X. It is jumping, and the problem is that it is jumping like so, and only reducing here at this point. But I wanted to reduce here as well, which is not happening. Because here I'm defining a cursor, which is which means that I'm always adding. And here I'm adding only after the fact. And cursor width is for everyone. Okay, so if part column number and here it will be not the same, I need let's do it like this. Better, but not exactly. So it's divided by 1/2. Yes. Okay. Better, but not centered correctly. What if it will be like 3? Visually, it will be visually more pleasing. Yeah. This. Let's see. When I will like to see if it will be how it will look like when I will add 2. Okay, it looks like this. It looks okay. It could be better. Everything could be better at some point. But yeah. Okay. So now total width calculation is not correct. Because column width is not exactly column width. Maybe it's just 1 because I'm sort of okay. Let's see. So I'm moving cursor every time for the full width, except it is yes. It is because of the cursor. Actually, everything is cursor now. So I'm placing my characters based on the cursor, and it is not related to the width of the each individual character. I'm calculating cursor width and cursor placement based on the average width of the numbers, and then I'm adding width of the column, which is a bit different. But thank you, Adrian. Thank you very much. But there is something that we need to improve. But yeah. So at this point, what I'm saying is that the width is based on how I'm placing my cursor, and cursor is based only on average width of each number plus some manipulations with the column. Okay, cool. So I need somehow to explain this. So, well, in the code, because I have 8 characters in total, um, 6 of them are numbers, and this one is a representation of each column, plus 1 character width, 1 average character width for 2 columns. So this is the idea. This one doesn't look that much great, but maybe it's okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's commit it. Position of characters. Cool. Now what I need to do is I had an idea to make it resizable, to make my application resizable, but in order to do that, and it should, because I can make it resizable, but I would like to make it look at least bearable. it should look representable. Okay, let's call it like this, representable. But in order to do that, I need also to make my numbers adjustable to the size. They should also change the proportions if I'm about to change the size of the window. And it wouldn't be the case for now. Let's demonstrate it. And there is somewhere an option to make it resizable, set resizable. Yes, set resizable, and it's Boolean, obviously. I hope it's all Boolean. So set resizable true, and cargo run, and now it should be, yes, it is resizable, but it doesn't make any sense, right? It's placed here. So in order for that to look better, I need to resize my numbers, and for that to work, I actually need to get somehow the size of the window. So do I have some get of window? Create texture, no. Clean, no. Extension, render, and no. Size. Return a drawable size. Interesting. So let's print len, and let's print a first number from there and second number. Okay, so what do I get here? Oh, okay, exactly what I wanted. Cool, so it's window size. This one is window size. Amazing. So now I have window size, and I need to make our numbers adjustable to the window size. Right. And how will I make it work? Well, for now, what I was using for the scale is actually a certain number that I had coded. I can change it. I can change it to something that is dependent on the size of the window, and then it will be adjustable. So if I will remove it from here and I will place it in state, because state is something that is can be changed during the render of my application, and I can use it in the next render, and so on and so forth. Now I need to calculate the scale. So let's introduce a function, calculate scale, which will return a number, f32, and I need to get window width and actually a window height. Both of them will be I will assume f32, but I'm not sure. I don't think it should be f32. Maybe it's u64. Let's take a look. You said u32, because it doesn't make sense to use fractions to define window size, right? Okay. So if I have window width and window height, what I want to do? You know what? Let's make it simpler. I will not use window width. I will use only window height, because who cares? If I'm using only window height, then the size of my character should be some proportion of window height. Currently I used 0.2 for the render of this size. This size, I mean the size that I defined by default, which is 300 pixels, I believe. So if I'm 300 times 0.2, it will be 60, so it means 300 divided by 60, it will be what? Divided by 0.2. Okay. So what is width divided by 1500? Well, we can run with that as f32. We can run with that. Who cares? So here is the scale, and calculate scale, and my width is the default one in the beginning. Not width, height, yes. And my height is the default one in the beginning, and then I will get it from size, and first of all obviously is width, and then it is window height. Window height. So now I can calculate scale here. Let's scale, and it is window get what? I'm calling it calc scale. Okay, calc scale, and I'm getting with a window height, and now I can replace every scale here. Let's replace also here. It should have looked the same, but never read. Right, there is no point. I don't need it in state. What is the point? Yeah, obviously I don't need it in state. Well, it could be the case that at some point I will need to use it in state, but we are not there yet. Okay, so let's play with it. What if I reduce it? Will it better? Will it look better? Will it look worse? Okay, it's bigger. Bigger is sometimes better. So this is the case. So let's enlarge the view. Okay, cool. And now if I'm changing it, it looks terrible. Because I'm not adjusting the cursor, actually position of the cursor. Right. Let's see. No, not adjusting. I need to adjust a size, I believe. No, I'm saying nonsense. Let's see. Total width. Okay. Actually, no. Texture width is the same. It's always the same. I'm only changing on scale. Total width is the same. And so it means average number texture width is also the same. Okay. So what is changing? It is something very obvious. I am telling you. Okay. If I'm only changing height, it is changing accordingly, but if I'm changing width, it is not changed accordingly. How do I calculate it? It's cursor X. It's definitely cursor X. So what is X? Create time render. It is width. It is width. Not good. So this is window width and this is window height. I forgot. So it means that I don't need it anymore. Yes, right. I can bring it back here and call it window width and remove it from here. Okay, so now every X is window width and which is U32, and here this one should be F32 as F32. Cool. And this is window height. No, oh my god, it is not. Oh, let's revert it because it's X and Y, It is a center. It's X center and Y center. I should have named it differently because it is confusing. So it is let X, let's call it center X, which is window width divided by 2 as f32 as f32, and center y center y height divided by 2. So now it is center x and his center y, allegedly. Let's see. Okay. Nice. There is some annoying flickering, but I don't care. So now it is rendered as expected. Cool. And we can even make it bigger. Nice. Okay. So resize window and numbers. Cool. Let's see what we have in addition. So right, okay. Well, I need a short pause. Oops. I need a short timeout. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, so we are back. Hope that nothing will stop us. Okay, cool. So just a second. Let's see if everything that I expect to work is working. Okay, cool. So let's continue. Let's continue with our approach, and I have about I don't know, half an hour in addition to push this idea, and we'll see how it goes after that. So basically what I have now, I have a timer that is it's not timer, it's actually time. It's a watch that is displaying time. I would like to use random images, random image variants for my numbers. I think it will be cool, maybe. I don't know. I want some chaos. I want some chaos to be used in here. So, but our current approach is maybe it's not that suited for that. let's see. So so basically, in order for me to use random number variants, I need sort of pre-bake it. What do I mean by when I'm saying pre-bake it? Well, currently the implementation is following. There is a list of number textures, 10 of them. When I'm loading everything sort of by hand, which is annoying, but it is what it is. And then I'm using them when I need to render a number. You know what? You know what? We can do it in a bit simpler way. We can add randomness, but only in a certain part of the logic, and see how it goes, and improve from there. So what do I mean randomness in a certain part of the logic? There is a column texture, right? We have columns, and we can add randomness there and see how easy it is will be implemented, and then we can play with it and see how we can adjust the same logic for numbers. So let's first of all go back to texture utils and create one for loading column. Pump function load column textures. Okay, and there will be a texture of size 3. Why 3? Because I know that I have 3 variants. This is how I created it. And I will need to use a loader from GFX, and it will be here. And let's create array of 3 textures, and let's load every column there. We'll start with 0, and I believe it should be 1 and 2. And I will rename it to column textures, and I will return it. Right? And the problem is what am I missing? Okay, so now I have 3 textures. Okay, and I will save them here, and I will load them here. Load column textures GFX. Okay, now it shouldn't work because it's an array, and obviously I'm using it somewhere. What? How do I render it? push column number. Okay, texture details. Ooh. Column texture. Okay. For time being, I will replace. I will need to add some randomness, but currently there is no randomness. I will use only first item from the list, and it should just work, right? If I replace it with some other number, will I see the difference? Because yeah, there is difference. Cool. So there is difference. So now we're loading list of column textures, and we need to use some randomness with in Rust. And I think it's not something that Rust has, or maybe I need to use some additional create. I don't know. Let's check it. Rust random number generate. Let's see what I get. Yeah, it's a different crate. Okay, generate float between 0 and 1. Nums shuffle. Interesting. Is it the best crate? Generate random number. No, get random element from array. It should be something built in, or I don't know, create, choose, right, choose. Okay, is it the same crate? I think so, yes. So let's add it. Let's add it to our toml file, and this will be the next dependency. Okay. Oh, and maybe I need to randomize it here. Right. I think it will make sense. So let's use. This is not important. What version do I use? 8.08. So can I just write choose? Right, I can. And I just need to how do I get here? Oh my god. And I need to pass this one here. Will it work? Sort of. No code mob, I'm not C++ developer. I'm just trying to make sense of Rust. Okay. Okay, this one will return option. Right, this one will return option, and this one will not return option. How I want to tackle it? Well, uh, my I mainly worked with web technologies, JavaScript, Python, and all around that. Node.js, so all of that. Yeah. Well, okay, so does it make sense to unwrap a option? Yes, unwrap or just use the first one. I don't. Who cares? Right. So it will make sense. Why do you think Rust is fitting? It's not that similar to JavaScript. It's not similar at all. I have different reasons. I think it is fitting, but for different reasons. Why do you think it is fitting? Let's format it. Cool. So now it works. And now it should change column really rapidly. Really rapidly. Yes. Yes. It looks terrible, but it's okay. Now we need to find a way to maybe calm it down a bit. Or maybe to use it as is. I don't know. I think it will be interesting to add a way to calm it down a bit, but we will see. Maybe I will develop it for the sake of it, and then I will maybe not use it. Just a sec, let's commit it. Random counts. Well, I will argue with that actually. Message chain calls me harder to refactor the code. Well, it could be. It could be, but I actually never encountered a situation when you have a problem specifically related to refactoring while you're using chaining of methods. I'm not sure I ever saw it, but I wouldn't say that Rust is similar to JavaScript in this matter. In my perspective, the reason I'm using Rust is because it is somewhat becoming popular in web development community, and all the tools, infrastructure tools, are moving to low-level implementation. For example, we have ESBuild, we have linting, we have ban based on low-level programming languages, and for what it looks like, Rust is more popular than other options. So this is the reason why I'm interested in looking into Rust and to see if it makes sense. But JavaScript developers think C++ is too hard. Can you rephrase it? I'm not sure I'm fully understand what you're saying. Do you mean that it is hard to develop C++ for JavaScript developers? It could be. But I think it is depends on the person who is trying to use it in some way. Everything is hard. Even JavaScript is hard. Yeah, maybe. So maybe if C++ is hard, it is the way to overcome it is maybe to use C, because it's a very simple language, and but it's sort of a joke, obviously. I don't think. Maybe there are some people that are afraid of memory management, but I think in most cases it is not coming from being afraid. It is coming from the perspective of how you will handle bugs that there will be, because there will be for certain bugs in your code, and how you will orchestrate your code in a way that it will be minimized, the amount of bugs, I mean. So maybe if you will choose something that is let's say memory efficient, you will reduce the problems that you will encounter. So this is one approach, I believe. But it came at a price, because Rust is very bloated with functionality, and it took Rust a lot of time to build, at least to do the first build of the application. In this manner it is very slow, but you will end up with application that is of course fast, because it's a binary, but the whole process could be a bit time consuming. Not sure they rushed it. It took some time to Mozilla to develop it. It started as a side project for a certain developer that decided to do it on the side, and then Mozilla adopted it. I'm not sure it was rushed. JavaScript for sure was rushed. JavaScript as a language was rushed. Everyone knows it. I'm not sure regarding the Rust, whether it was rushed or not. Not sure. It's not, at least it's not my impression. Maybe it is. Maybe it is Rust. A lot of abbreviations. No. Don't. Yes, you think? Well, maybe it is something that can be said about any language. That there are some features that half-baked. Let's call it this way. I don't know. In the end, it is what it is, and we need to somehow to survive the current situation. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. I like it. I like fn, that it is a function, and I like vect as instead of writing vector. It's not something that is bothering me, but I can see that it could be some annoyance for some people, which is totally understandable. But it sort of makes sense for me. I don't know. And of course, if you have abbreviations in the language, programmers also will use it. That's you need to think about this the ecosystem in a way that you define it in a certain way that will actually affect how other people will use it. It is something that I thought about it recently, like for some time, that it is actually very it's very important, especially if you're developing some infra tools or well, not only tools, but some sort of framework. If you, for example, develop a framework, you need to think hard how you present it to your users, what language do you use, because users will take inspiration from that, and yeah, I'm not sure what is the best way though, but yeah. Okay, let's move on. So what I try to do is to add randomness, which I successfully added, but currently the situation is that the randomness is very rapid. Okay, so when I'm running the project, my columns are changing, but they're changing like 100 times. I'm not sure if it's even visible in video, but the change is a bit annoying. Actually, it's not that annoying for me, but I think it will be interesting to reduce the rapidness, to see how we do it. Maybe we will end up not using it. This is a different story, but currently I would like to see whether I can make it work. Good. If it's visible on video, it is good. So how do I reduce the randomness? Well, not the randomness, the rapidness. Well, we need to calculate the time. So well, first of all, I think the easiest approach will be to keep track on the previous timestamp of the. I mean, to keep track on the timestamp of previous render, right? And I will call it prev render timestamp. Maybe well, U64, if I'm not mistaken, should be U64, because it will be system time, duration, and let full duration. Yes, of course. CodeMap, I use abbreviations. This is maybe the reason why I'm okay with abbreviation in the language. I like abbreviations. As I never said that it is a bad thing. Oh, it's U128. Maybe I can save it as a duration. It is. Abbreviations could be for harder for others to read. I agree with that, but there are common abbreviations, in my opinion, that could be that should be understandable for anyone. For example, average as AVG or pre-render. It's actually not an abbreviation, but average, right? Or num. Num should be understandable for everyone. So it should be okay. Maybe I need to use the duration here, but let's start with timestamp and we'll see how it goes. Pom pom. Okay, I can actually use it like so, right? Like so. And here I will say as milliseconds, right? So actually I can copy it here because I don't need it like this. Yeah, I understand your point, CodeMob, but regarding the searching the code, yes, but if you're familiar with the code structure, then you will be able to find everything. But I think it's not how you search the code. Usually you search the code based on names of the methods that you already know. And in this case, you first need to know them, so you will need to get familiar with the code. And the other option to search the code is based on the functionality that you remember that you used in this code, functionality of the language. And in this case, you also should be familiar with the functionality of the language because this is the language that you use. So I never encountered the problem specifically related to search and abbreviations. I never did it. Probably there are problems with that. I personally never encountered it. I never counted the amount of abbreviations that I use. I never thought about it. It is not something, I believe it's not something that is so bothering to me, so it is something that I am setting aside. Okay, not pre-render. What I wanted to say is pre-render, and now it is an abbreviation. Previous render. Okay, so now I have previous render. Yes, previous render and previous render timestamp. And I already have I actually can convert it to milliseconds. Okay. And in order to convert it to seconds, I need to divide it by 1000 and cast it to U64. Yes. Cool. So now I'm converted it to U64 and now I can do delta analysis. Right, I can do delta analysis. The question is where I want to do it. You know what? Let's first of all convert it to seconds here, because I don't want it to be bloated in my function. 64, and I will convert it back to seconds, U64, and then I will use it here. Cool. Now I would like to calculate delta. Let delta in milliseconds. I will need to use milliseconds. Let mils to come from here. Cool. And I will use it here. Amazing. And now I will mutate state and save pre-render timestamp here, and I will do delta like this. Okay, now I'm getting delta here. So let's print it. So let's see what we're getting here. maybe something starting 16 milliseconds. Could be 16, could be, maybe not. We'll see. Ooh, very rapid, every millisecond. Oh wow. Okay, so what is the usual? I think it's 16 milliseconds. Usually the delta in some game engines, game engine usual delta time stamp. I think it's something like 16. Okay, 33. Okay, so we can do something similar. And we actually can implement it very easily. We can say if delta is bigger than, let's say, 20, then we will render and remember the previous timestamp. Ooh, you're going very deep. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to make it that much. How I call it? That much efficient, maybe. So the good idea to sync it with a monitor refresh that is measured in hertz. It is actually makes sense. I think it sounds legit. But maybe we can look into it next time. Currently, I just want to align it sort of with how it works. Well, I never looked deep into game engine development. I know that the usual delta between ticks of the game engine loop is about 16 milliseconds. So I will just adjust to it and we will see how it goes. Yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to test different values, and this is the first value that I'm going to test. It is 20. So yeah. So let's see. So first of all, let's check that my delta is correct, and well, it will be correct because I'm only rendering if delta is bigger than 20. But let's see what I'm getting. It should work. But okay. So I'm cleaning. Yes, there is cleaning. GFX render, yeah, okay. This is happening. It's a bit annoying. You're talking about hot reloading? No, I need to look into it. I don't think it is. I have it out of the box. Hot reloading is something usually that you need to code in your application. So you need to arrange your code in a certain way. And I don't know how to do it in Rust. Actually, I don't know how to do it in any low-level language. But maybe it's something that will be interesting to look into next time. No, maybe not next time, but in the future. So currently, I can just move it. Maybe if I just will move it here. it will be enough, because render should stick, right? Yes. Now it's a bit annoying. Why it's like this? I think it's because it could be that time changed. It's so noisy. I'm playing with Rust for about, I don't know, several months. It's not like I'm testing it. I'm not testing Rust. I'm testing myself. Several months. I don't remember for certain. Okay, so there is a bug, a bit annoying bug, that I think what is happening is if we have a time frame, if let's say this is the time frame, and it could be not let's say this is the second, okay, this is the second, this is the second following second, so here it is, this one is, let's say, one number, okay, this is number, well, let's change it to 4, and then it is number 5, okay. So so what is happening is, and the width of each shape is 1 second, right? So because we split it in several chunks, right? We split it in several chunks. Why it looks like this? Okay, whatever. We split it in several chunks. Like so. Okay. It could be that at some point chunk will overlap. No, it doesn't make sense. So I was thinking maybe there is an overlap like this, and this chunk sort of overlapping both of them. But still, it looks like I'm going to 4, for a moment going to 5, and going back, and then once again going forward. Right? And this is what annoys me. You know what? We can actually investigate it a bit better using modern technology. Which is capturing of sorry, I'm phasing out. Capturing of the screen. So let's record it. Okay, so now we have it somewhere. I just need to find out where it is. No. Okay, yeah. So let's close it. So opa. Let's change the speed. How do I change speed here? Playback speed. Double half. Yeah, it's 6, then it jumps to 7, and then it jumps back to 6. And then jumps to 7. Oh my god. That's an annoyance. And why it is only visible when I'm using delta? Is it somehow related to milliseconds? So I only render a number based on the seconds that I'm getting from here. But I'm not getting seconds. I'm actually transforming them to milliseconds. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Interesting. I can actually use seconds once again as seconds. I don't need to use milliseconds. Will it help? No, I still have it. I still have it. What an annoyance. It looks like I'm rendering seconds. I'm getting a certain second, and then I'm going back in time. I'm going back in time. Wait a second, wait a minute. If I'm getting system clamp, what other option do I have? System time now. So if I will change it to, let's say, 16, will it be better? No. It's actually sort of worse than 30. It's not solving the problem. This approach is not solving the problem. This approach is only hiding the problem. No, it's not even hiding. And if I will remove it, Okay, it looks like there is a problem with calculation of the render. Okay, I will need to look into it, and I'm already streaming for almost 2 hours, and I need to do some other stuff, so we'll continue some other day, and let's wrap up. I added okay, no, that's okay. Okay, so we added some randomness, and at this point we can commit it again, git add randomness. Actually, here I'm calculating previous stamp, so yeah. Okay, cool. Amazing. So thank you for your time, and we will continue next day, and bye bye.